One of the things I like to say as a family is sometimes we have to learn to have fun together with our children, and we have to take that time. Okay? So, one of the things I personally like to do is have the children help me with cooking and cleaning. And it also gives them a sense of structure as well. If we don't start them early enough, there's very little chance when you start at 14 and 15 that the children are going to follow you. Okay, you can tell them to go ahead and vacuum or dust when you're not there. Chances are it's not going to get done, right? Same thing with cleaning up the bedroom. I didn't start one of my children early enough. The other one was a little younger, but not enough. And my granddaughter, I started her at 5. Big difference when you're teaching a 5-year-old to start, to help cook, to help clean, and giving them a sense of belonging. Now, because I've had one set of kids are older and the youngest being so many years apart, I can actually make that differential that you've got to start younger. I mean, you really do. As far as vacationing and doing things together that way, it's kind of irregardless, like they're going to enjoy that, but hopefully younger than later. Having said that, one of the things that, I do is, or I did do, was cooking. And it was always on the time that I had available to me. Sometimes I prepped the items we were going to use, and I would say, like, okay, anybody want to make cookies today? Anybody want to make pizza today? Anybody want to make breads today? And it was always a yes. So there was always somebody that wanted to make something. Now, if they wanted to make something else of their liking, then I would switch ingredients and say, okay, well, we need this, this, and this, and I didn't take that out. So let's do that now. So we would prepare all the bowls we're going to use, the spoons, all that stuff. It just cuts down on the hassle that you're going to go through when it's time to cook. Um, in the hot seasons, I cook at night, unfortunately, because it's so hot in here that I have to cook at nighttime. And therefore, children weren't able to help me. However, we could make sundaes, with the boughten ice cream, the cherries, the chocolate, the sprinkles, all those things. And that's a luxury. That's not an everyday thing, but it is a luxury. And it brings the family closer together when we eat together as well. So, baking is one of the things that I loved to do. And you're also helping them so that as they get older, they're more self sufficient if you're working and you won't be home in time. They're able to actually find something that they can cook safely by themselves. And this is one of the things that I do love about being able to show them. And it happened with my granddaughter, especially when we went away on a vacation and we had a mini apartment type of thing. And it was half a house. And so it had a lot of room in it that we could do things. We could spend extra time with games, crafts, and cooking. And the breakfast was the big one that she loved to learn to cook. And I was okay with that because, again, that's being self sufficient. I had the time and we had a lot of fun doing it. And so her big thing was, being able to do that. But at that point, she was already learning to clean up behind herself so that nobody had to walk through the traffic of, pants here, socks there, garbage on the floor. No, 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 no. All the garbage never did go on the floor at my place anyway. You got a basket, you use it. Um, so that's kind of how that started. But as far as doing floors or vacuuming, she learned at a very young age that she was able to help out, and she was very proud of herself for helping me because that meant we had more time together. And that's one of the things of starting young is that they learn that if I help, then we can go somewhere. I can go to the park. We can go swimming. We can go skiing. We can go anywhere in the afternoons, because you have all afternoon from 12 o'clock until 6 o'clock in the evening. And so that left 6 hours. We could do a lot of stuff. And it didn't matter if it was indoors or outdoors, actually, because if they wanted to do crafts, we got it. And we did a lot of crafting. But again, it was enjoyable because this is what memories are made from, right? We make memories with things that are not negative, but they're positive. And we made crafts that we've had since they were little, all of them. And I do display their crafts, and some of them are quite nice still as far as pictures go. We dried flowers, glued them into a frame, and hung them as pictures. And we also gave them for Christmas gifts one year. And people still have them as of today. Like the children are in their 30s, early 40s. And it's amazing for those ones. While the other is just hitting mid-teens. And her ornaments. I mean, people are still using them as of today. So it's not like it's not usable. A lot of people chose because we've put the time into those things and love and marked them for whoever and dated them. These things over months we accomplished and we gave them out. So I'm really happy to say that, I was blessed with knowing that as much as I worked, I had to put the time in to get their time back. It sounds like I never had enough time, but I did. I created time by learning a schedule, you know, and having them help when they could. Um, was doing the floors, just doing the pickup, doing the dusting, getting the wash ready, taking it to the washroom. And I would do the wash. I didn't never ask them to do that. Dishes, yeah, the odd time, but because I'm afraid of getting cut with the glassware, I just leave them. I can do dishes, but you have to put them in the sink or on the counter, right? So having the children do this makes a big difference that we can actually add that amount of time to whatever we're doing. So hopefully with the money also going back a few videos, if you're saving your funds, some of it can be used for of receiving baking goods, going out to buy the few extra baking goods that you're going to need, or the ice cream and the few extras. It would cost a lot less money to make these things at home than it does going out for a meal. By the way, pizza to me, we used to spend a lot of money on my husband and I on pizzas with the kids. And I found finally that me spending $42 on pizza versus buying the frozen pizza at the store and putting toppings on was about more than a third less. I mean, we're talking that's what it costs. So if I'm buying $42 worth of pizza, I can make myself a big pizza here with the frozen ones for probably less than $12 for sure. And I found that it makes it so much more um, cost savings than what it would to take everybody out. So you might want to consider that another reason why you're going to make it with the family at home. I've done it also at a place where I worked with a nursing home, and my residents, we made pizza one time at work. And it was cost efficient to actually do that than to buy pizzas for like 30 people plus staff. And I had everything ground up ready, and we made it there. And the residents told me what they wanted on it. We had fun. It was a great day. So you can have a pizza party too. All you have to do is just buy the few extra ingredients and only the amount that you're going to use. You don't need a large amount. You just need what you want to put on your pizza. Some people don't want green pepper. Some people, prefer just hamburgers. Some just pepperoni. And if you're going to use onion, things like that, you can have them all prepped ahead of time so that they're just sitting in the fridge and you're ready to use whatever time you want. So some of that can be done ahead of time, just to save you some time. Ice cream, same thing. You don't want to have to go to a store that now is selling ice cream cones for maybe $6 when you can get the big jugs of ice cream for the $6. And it's going to do you a whole lot more than once. Okay? Ice cream cones, take it or leave it. I mean, most kids don't care. As long as they can put the sprinkles on the top and a few things, they're perfect with that. So I would definitely go with those things. Um, Again, I find that some things can be baked at night before the next day and refrigerated. So if anybody's saving, by the way, I'd love to hear from them and see how you're doing. Hopefully you're doing pretty good. I know things are tight, but it's been a month or two since we started saving in our little bottle. So let's see how we're doing. And if you can you hit the like and subscribe button? You can share this as well for someone that needs it. So thank you and have a good day.